Does cold applying work? Now, let's debunk the ATS system. You may be thinking, do cold applications work? Like, will the ATS system accept my resume? These are valid questions, so let me break this down and give you my perspective. Cold applying can work, but its effectiveness often depends on various factors such as the industry, the role, and the company's hiring practices. In some cases, especially for roles with high volume of applicants like leading companies, cold applying can be a less effective strategy compared to networking and leveraging referrals. Application Tracking Systems, ATS, is a software tool used by employers to manage the recruitment process. They help organizations streamline the hiring process by collecting, organizing, and filtering resumes. Here's how ATS systems typically work. Step 1, candidates submit their resumes online, either through a company's career portal or job board that integrates with their company's ATS. Step 2, the ATS scans the resume, extracting important information such as contact details, work experience, education, and skills. Step 3, the system evaluates the resume based on predefined criteria and keywords related to the job opening. This can include specific skills, qualifications, or experiences that are relevant to the role. Step 4, based on the match between the resume and the job requirements, the ATS ranks the candidates. Recruiters can then review the top-ranked resumes more closely. Step 5, throughout the hiring process, the ATS keeps track of the status of each candidate from the initial application to the final decision. To increase your chances of success when cold applying and to ensure your resume is ATS friendly, use keywords from the job description in your resume and cover letter. Stick to standard resume formats and avoid overly complex designs that might confuse the ATS. Focus on relevant experiences and skills that match the job requirements. Consider networking or reaching out to employees at the company for a referral, as this sometimes can bypass the initial ATS screening. While cold applying can be a numbers game, optimizing your application for ATS and tailoring your materials for each job can improve your chances of getting noticed. Now that we have this context on cold applying and ATS tracking, let me give you my perspective. In life, you have a limited amount of energy daily, and you consistently want to be doing the highest leverage tasks that create the best outcomes. With this perspective, I ask people, what % of time do you get an interview when you get an internal referral? Typical response, 99% of the time. Okay, and what % of the time do you get an interview when you do a cold application? Typical response, 5 to 10% of the time. Knowing this and knowing you have limited time in a day, the question becomes, if you only have 1 hour to get a job daily, do you want to spend it inserting info into job boards and databases that may never get looked at, or is your time better spent creating warm inroads with contacts at your dream company? For me, it's network and referral all day, and most people I work with agree. It may seem like a longer term approach than just hitting submit, but being able to talk with someone and showcase your personality and get an internal referral really does go a long way. Networking always yields to a higher success rate of interviews and always has allowed me to showcase my personality. And overall, it's a better use of my hour to network than do random cold applications. However, I will caveat, I work with tons of people who have gotten amazing roles through cold applying just through their differentiated resume and branding that we teach. My goal is not to sway your opinion, but to give you the tools to best decide how you want to spend your time. The ball is in your court, but my goal is to help you understand the pros and cons of both approaches as you invest your time in the job search process.